Yo, what's up guys, welcome back, next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. So last time all the way back to the beginning, all groups again, and then it's finally time for the top 16 playoffs. So let's take a look back at Group A, right? Back at the beginning with Kin-Tele-Undead, currently the first place in this group. It's going to take on the current second place being Holy Shaddolls. So basically the winner of this particular matchup will take first place, and then depending on, the score, the other two decks might still have a chance to move on to the top 16 playoffs. But it depends, right, on how this one goes. So let's see which deck has the advantage. We see that the votes from the people, the community tab, that Holy Shaddolls, Holy Lightning Shaddolls, aka Stick Chair, the combo featuring, Delta Rose featuring Shockmaster, etc. So very strong, light, back one of the power decks or best decks in 2015. Definitely has the advantage according to the people over that small 19% for Kin-Tele-Undead, which is basically OCG Zombie TeleDAD. So let's take a look. Okay, so I go second, Zombie TeleDAD goes second, and the thing is that it struck my mind that Winda Pause is kind of strong. It's super strong. Problem now is that I don't really have too many outs for Winda Pause. Like, from the top of my head, I think TeleDAD, at least, Dark Armed, is basically one of this deck's few answers. Unless, of course, here in this case, getting rid of Winda, it kind of makes it so that, let's say, if my opponent chains El Shaddolls Fusion to my special summoning effect, I could potentially chain Teleport, and, man, yeah. And that doesn't matter, right? Now, here in this case, it does matter. So, in case of my opponent chaining El Shaddolls Fusion to a special summoning from me, of course, that would not matter if I, would chain Teleport, right? But like here in this case, forcing Outer Winda so I could chain that emergency Teleport, I can still have a special summon after that, right? Or a stronger synchro summon. Problem though is that we know that there is a Shaddolls Fusion in hand, so I think it's either way going to be a death sentence. If I go for an extra deck play, like what can I do? I can go for Stardust. Maybe Stardust would have been cool, but you can still go for, what is it, Naga to attack over it or stuff like that. So I don't think it mattered in the long run, especially with that Mathematician as well. So it didn't really matter too much. Maybe, yeah, indeed, Stardust Dragon, Construct does not kill Stardust, you know what I mean. So, I don't think it mattered too much. So okay, game number 2, post side deck. And I side decked in, what is it, triple oppression, triple skills drain, and go from there. Like, this opening hand for me is the nuts. Well, the nuts. I guess, going for Brionek, this is pre-errata Brionek, where you're still able to use Brionek multiple times during the same turn. And potentially bouncing back my own Royal Oppression, and then potentially go for game depending on what my graveyard is set is. Already have the Burial from a different dimension in hand, but Shockmaster here in this case just says no. I think Monster Effect was called, I think so, right? And yeah, there's nothing really I can do, and also BLS, right? Like, major overkill. And Thunder King is also a side deck option for, Shaddolls, and yups, like Thunder King as well is very solid against this deck. So game number 3, I need to at least win 1, right? Because of the score, 6 points. So 1 would be a certainty that TeleDAD would move on to the top 16 playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. Should double check that. So, like this, okay, card of safe return. Well, no safe returns in the previous duels, but, both in the third duel. Must be nice. So again, get some draws, drawing into oppression, into drain, like this duel, having drawing in the nuts, and go for Stardust still, protect my board, and protect Royal Oppression, even though, let's say if I did use, or am I going to use my Stardust, the opponent is still able to use my Oppression against Stardust, being special summoned from the graveyard. So again, that's something to keep in mind, but, Shaddolls, it uses the special summon mechanic a lot, so Raw Oppression hits both players, but at this state of the game, it hits Shaddolls even more. So here in this case, Shaddolls Dragon tries to pop my Oppression, yeah. It's fine though, I'm just going to negate that with Stardust. And now, I think, what is it? My opponent can activate Royal Oppression 4 times, so that's 1. And Again, I have a lot of fuel already in hand. That's the second time, so that's probably, yeah, 2 times left. You know, Brionek is indeed negated, but you know, just get Mizuki in the graveyard, discard for cost. Normal summon Zombie Master, again an oppression, and now this should be more than enough to attack for a game. So this is indeed a victory, but let's face it, it was basically because of skill drain, more so Royal Oppression, the 3 Royal Oppressions, that OCG Zombie TeleDAD got this one over, at least this one duel, over Holy Shadow. Problem though is going second, so in the 4th game, both sides, again, I think I kept in everything, like, you know, oppression, skill drains, especially drain going second, you know, against Winda, Construct, could potentially slow down the game a little bit. So 3 sets, delicious Heavy Storm coming in. There it is. Problem is that, again, a potential Winda play. So core hits the field, is that either, that's probably going to be a Winda, I guess, yeah, to, you know, slow down the duel. Core is getting back the El Shaddol Fusion, and Dragon Beast is getting Shaddolls another draw. So again, keep my normal summon or have my normal summon to go for Yugioh, and here I use Goyo's effect, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. A short set, okay, you know, your opponent can attack into a Winda, get something back, but here in this case, it really doesn't matter. The thing is that I do have skill drain, and skill drain again does negate Construct, it negates my own Winda, but again, you know, your opponent is just able to attack over it. Suicide Crash with the Construct, and here the Construct does not get anything from the graveyard, you know, that would have been something from the Winda, so it didn't really matter. Problem now is that I'm under my own skill drain, but I can pump out a big Synchro. Problem though is that what Synchro am I going for? I'm going for a Colossal. It was like back then, like that nifty lock. It's not really a lock, but you know, getting rid of Colossal Fighter under skill drain, kinda hard. As you know, like when Colossal Fighter is destroyed by battle, it will special summon itself back from the graveyard. You know, with skill drain up, it's very hard to, you know, use monster effects to get rid of Colossal Fighter. But here in this case, a Soul Charge is basically the beginning of the end. What is it? Reborn 4, and already have Stick Chair at its disposal. So yeah, another Surge from Hedgehog. That's going to be a pop off of, I guess, Shockmaster plus multiple draws as well. So that's basically game over. So it was just too much. Yeah. Like short set, the deck is just so much fuel, right? Compared to, I'm looking at Holy Shadow, compared to OCG Zombie TeleDAD. Somewhat of a passive deck, it can be fast. Problem is that I can't pump out synchros without potentially getting punished by a Shaddol Fusion. So it is what it is. So okay, Kin-Tele-Undead 7 points and Holy Shaddolls 8 points, so both these decks are already sure. So the next matchup is something, well, for, you know, like an honor to see which deck has it over the other one. So Spellbooks versus Windups Handloop. So again, feel free to leave your predictions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Riddim signing out. Peace.